Hello guys, welcome to another video. In today's video we are going to talk about thought experiment. This is a very interesting thought experiment, and this is for anybody who is in a position of power. So if you own a business or a brand, if you are the CEO or the manager or the team leader in your company or in your organization, if you are a coach, if you are an influencer, and if you think that you can run the world better, you can make policies and you can make rules and regulations that are going to be better than the existing rules and regulations, and you're going to do a better job of running the society, running your company, running the world, then this thought experiment is going to be you. This thought experiment is called the veil of ignorance. Okay, we always think that ignorance is kind of a bad thing. We always think that ignorance and delusion are kind of negatives. But this thought experiment relies on that. It is important for you to understand this position from a position of ignorance. Okay, so this thought experiment was made popular by a 20th century philosopher called John Rawls. Again, here is the entire thought experiment that you can do right now with me. Imagine that before you are going to be born, right, God comes and asks you that, hey, you are going to be born in the world, right? You can make any kind of rules and regulations. You can make any policy, everything, whatever change you want to make, you can make it right now. And when you go into the world, it's going to be implemented. That change is going to be implemented in the world. Now, a lot of people are going to think that, wow, man, this is such a crazy thing. This is such an amazing thing. I'm going to make this change. I'm going to make that change. I'm going to make billionaires pay the most taxes, right? I'm going to make sure that art is cherished. I am going to make sure that there are no wars. I'm going to make sure that there is no scam. I'm going to make sure that all the politicians are well educated and they are good people. But there is only one catch, is you can make any kind of rules, you can make any change to the society, you can make any kind of policy, you can make any kind of rules and regulations in the entire world. But there is only one catch to it, that you don't know, you will have no idea what are you going to be born as, which country you're going to be born as, which gender, which color, which religion, which race. You have no idea, and you will have no control over that. You will have no control over the kind of background, the kind of family background that you are going to be born into. You will have no control whether you're going to be born with a disability, whether you're going to be born with a advantage, right, or maybe a genetic predisposition to some illness. You have no idea. You have no idea whether you're going to be born as a girl or a guy, a gay, somebody who's somebody who is a transgender. You have no idea about anything. You have no idea whether you're going to be born as a as a Bangladeshi, as a girl in Bangladesh, living in an extremely poor condition, or you have no idea whether you're going to be born as a politician in one of the richest country in the world. You have no idea about all these things. Now, what kind of policies are you going to make? What kind of rules are you going to set up so that you have the maximum advantage of winning, right? You don't know what you're going to be born as. You can be anybody. So how are you going to set up the society? How are you going to set up the rules? What are you going to do with all the regulations? What are you going to do with so many things that you think and I think are wrong with the world? And we have confidence that we can fix it. So how are you going to fix it? Come up with a rule. Write it down. So this is a thought experiment, and I think this thought experiment should be absolutely necessary for any kind of leader, because usually when you come in the position of power, position of leadership, then it's important to kind of get blinded by that power, because you have so much influence, you have so much power, you have so much control over how things are going, and you are getting so much, like you are disproportionately benefiting from all of these things. So you are going to be biased. Your judgment, your prejudice, everything is going to be clouded by the power, clouded by the control and the benefits that you have right now. It's not just about rich people. There are also a lot of other people who are just a little bit mischievous, are not trustworthy, and it's important for you to understand, because evil lies in the heart of all men. Anybody can be as evil as the other person. It's just that you and I are not born in that circumstance. If you were born in Germany in 1940s, most probably you would have followed what the entire country was following. You would have agreed with the rules and regulations that Hitler brought up. You would be like, yeah, this is my country, I'm going to do this, right? Because the same thing happens in war. Right? For example, let's say if India and China are fighting, and you make cases that hey, you know what, this land has always belonged to us, so I think we should keep that land. Even if your argument is completely logical, completely rational, and completely makes sense, what do you think the other party is going to do? Do you think the other party is going to be like, hey, you know what, India is right? Do you think that China or any other country is going to be like, hey, you know what, India is right, I think we should get our troops back and we should not fight this unnecessary war? No. So this thought experiment should be absolutely essential if you are in any kind of position of power, right? So please do this thought experiment. This is going to help you think a little bit more clearly about a complex issue. This thought experiment is going to help you a little bit more widely, little bit more with a little bit more nuance, right? This is going to really kind of broaden your horizons when it comes to policies, when it comes to rules and regulations. Another quick thought experiment which is very similar is, imagine whether you think an action is good or bad, right? Imagine you have to figure out whether what you're doing is good or bad. So one way to figure that out is to think that, to ask yourself this question, that if everybody I know started acting the same, will this be a net positive or a net negative? Ask this question to yourself. For example, let's say, there is some fight that happened in your company, right? And your boss is like, your boss is about to fire you. Your boss is like, we don't think that you'll be responsible, and you decided that, let me destroy the reputation of the company. Let me take revenge on company. Let me, say bad words, and let me just ruin the reputation of the company online as much as possible by complaining, bitching, abusing, whatever the fuck, right? At that moment, since you're feeling so enraged and angry, your actions might be justified. But ask yourself this question: if everybody started doing the same thing after getting fired, would that be a net negative or net positive? If you had a company and if you had to fire somebody and that person goes out and decides, I am going to destroy the reputation of the company, I am going to steal all your clients, would that be right or not? Do these things, do these kind of thought experiment, kind of indulge yourself, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes today in this thought experiment. And if you can, come back to this video and comment, what did you learn? What was the insight? How did it affect you? I hope you liked the video. If you want to be smart, if you want to be better at marketing, better at business, better at thinking, better at persuading other people, better at understanding human beings and human nature, then follow and subscribe to this channel. Here we talk about psychomarketing, the marketing of psychology, and the psychology of marketing, sorry. And we talk about a lot of other interesting stuff that is going to make you smart. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.